Things were a little too loose under Commander Woods.
It's tough not seeing any action, but...
It seems you had quite the eventful mission on your hands. You still have the Crimson Fleet's trust, and you were... Honor, loyalty, and valor are exact...
I like to keep my gun holstered unless it's absolutely necessary.
Excuse me, sir. I hate to interrupt, but...
Yes, of course, Lieutenant. Time is short. Please give me your report. Then it's just a matter of time before she reverse engineers it to fit the fleet's purposes. So what does Delgado have you doing next? Has he solved the Bannock... The conduction grid?
That's... brilliant, but is it... Sorry, sir. The conduction grid is how Neon generates its power. It would take a hell of an engineer to modify the technology to handle...
That's the case. Inform our contacts on Neon that are...
Absolutely, sir.
And before you depart, I wanted you to know that they're finally beginning to believe that we can take down the Crimson. It's long overdue. All right. I suppose that's all for now. I'll be looking forward to your next report. Good luck. And please, be careful.
Everything looks clear.
There's been rumors of soldiers...
We can't move home at Hearth, but we can at least move the artifacts. No, my plan might be a fool's test, but taking the artifacts back to the lodge won't cut it. Paid for the artifacts with our lives now. Got to find a secure spot.
Good to see you.
Hey, don't think about it too much. Give yourself some time.
The lodge doesn't feel the same.
I need to be checking everyone's vitals. Now
If
really
I may,
isn't the time.
I know our encounter with the hunter is the last thing anyone wants to talk about right now, but he said something that I can't get out of my mind. Unity. Do you remember that? Because he was stopping us, implying that we were getting closer to it. The thing is, I've heard that word before. It's an...
The priest? Is the Sanctum Universum going to bless our little crusade?
It can't be a coincidence. The Sanctum... Look, I know it's the...
I guess it couldn't hurt. I've heard the keep.
Thank you. I know it's not much... I'll meet you over there.
You forget how much you request the lodge.
Just tell me how many zeros I...
Exactly. It's like...
Keeper Aquilus, can we have a moment?
Oh, Mateo. It's been too long. How are your parents?
No, she figured that out a while ago. Had to adjust the pH levels in the soil.
Oh. Well, what's on both your minds? Oh. Yeah. How humanity comes together,
That's not exactly what we mean. Keeper, when you talk about unity, well...
Perhaps you should talk about this inside. Now that we have a little privacy, why don't you...
They're like nothing we've ever seen, Keeper. Gravitational distortion, sub-audio...
I caught half of that. So, these things are unusual? There have always been mysteries that seem to defy our understanding of the universe. We enter life as an act of someone else's faith in us. So, you've pushed into the unknown, not knowing where it would take. I think I can. If you're willing to find your way in the dark for a bit. There's an old story, far older than the Sanctum Universum. This pilgrim claimed he found the true meaning of unity. I always thought... In my story, the pilgrim met the founders of the House of Enlightenment and the enigmatic cult of the Varun. Then he goes to his final resting place to live out the rest of his days in contemplation of infinitum addendum, his addition or contribution to the infinite. But what if the story isn't a metaphor, but a code? A way of finding the pilgrim again, or at least his grave. Yes, something must be there. I just can't put my finger on it. Maybe the answer will become clear when we have more. The enlightened work out of the well here in New Atlanta. The rune worshippers are more enigmatic. I visited her a couple of times.
I'll stay here with the Keeper. We need to catch up. And I wouldn't mind asking him a few more questions. I'll stay here while you gather the other pilgrim stories.
Well's been having brownouts all the time. Mast finally sent someone down there. Nothing's changed.
When you get a moment, can we talk? I must confess, the hum of a grav drive makes me feel. I've got some stuff on my mind when you have the time.
As a tracker agent, my duty is to inform and advise.
We run a number of social programs, from financial aid to food banks. If it's about the financial or food assistance programs, Oh, we're not.
It's actually important, as strange as that may seem.
Listen, I've talked about this with him a ton of times, and there's no Our early records are mostly administrative. Humanitarian projects, group counseling notes, charity expenditures. But there is a series of exchanges the founding members recorded in a lot of detail. It's the closest thing I have to what Aquilas is. A man walks into the first house of enlightenment, the founder. So they think he's a charity case at first, but no, the drifter asks them a bunch of questions. If your philosophy is built on an individual's own morality, what about the second person? That second person might disagree. Isn't the problem of two what you're really looking for? And the founders respond, each individual must understand how the second person lifts them up. All of human effort is a story of cooperation pushing us forward. And it kind of goes on like that. He comes back every week for a year. Same conversation every time. Second person this, the problem of do that. Honestly, I think the founding members made it all up. There was a little more Fortunately, that got abandoned pretty quick. Always happy to help. If you'll
You got time for a quick chat? I appreciate it. Cora likes throwing stones into the pond. She did. God, that was ages ago.
Your file says you have a military background. Well, don't embarrass your old outfit. Stay out of trouble. I used to
A
be
visitor?
military. Now look at me.
I have all the company I need. He knows not the truth. He sends another to ask more incessant questions.
I never can make heads or tails of these guys.
The Great Serpent waits in the shadows. He will entwine the universe, and all but the faithful will be made as dust. That is the truth. No more, no less.
It would be really helpful if you told us about it. If that even matters in the slightest to you.
Yes, I have spoken to your keeper about this. I will tell you what I told him, and then you will leave me. Jinan Varun meets the unbeliever. He gives false prophecy to Jinan. But such is Jinan's conviction in the Great Serpent, he does not hesitate. He cuts the unbeliever down. But the unbeliever returns. Jinan realizes the Great Serpent is testing him, and he will not be found wanting. 4 times they fight. Over 120 rotations of the planet they are on. Remember these 4 battles, Jinan, the unbeliever says. Remember these 120 rotations. But Jinan knows this is blasphemy, and delivers the killing blow. That is all. Then we are done. Leave me.
When the time's right, I'd appreciate a chat.
What? Ever run into spacers? Scumbags and scavengers. They're like, well,
I could really bend your ear when you got a moment. The galaxy's too big to be stuck in the same place.
Can we run through it one more time?
Oh, you're back. What did you learn? Planets are often named. What else did you learn? If there really is a location the Pilgrim want, was there anything else? Yes. What he added to infinity. Let's see. We have something that could be coordinates. Something that could point to a planet in the system. But what's the name? Infinitum addendum. What if we break down the parts? No systems named finite or add. That just leaves in and dumb. Well, that's certainly how I... Yes, that's it. The second planet in Indum, at 4 and 120. And from there, before you go, you've now spoken. I know you're looking for a specific... but what makes something like that holy? Gravity is also a force that brings things together. Should that be sanctified? And so you think this word unity describes a similar miracle?
This is all a bit above my pay grade.
Well, I won't keep you any longer. This has been fun, I have to admit. Go, find your truth.
I've got some stuff on my mind when you have the time. Terrible, terrible. Scanner is Constellation's best friend. Those ruins, they look ancient. Oh, Vladimir would go nuts for this. Barrett, too. Life in all its messy, gritty splendor.
Emissary, perhaps? And their ship, the Helix? Thank you for the stellar introduction. Your success is unprecedented. Before...
I don't think your patient counselor act is working on them.
We are not a monolithic people. The Starborn are individual.
We are all in it for ourselves. The emissary threatened your ship, demanded you hand over your honor.
We needed to warn you off.
For whom, exactly? And who gets to say that? You? Me? I have debated morality for near infinity. Rules and laws spoken.
Enough. We have the unity. You are on the path to it.
Not a relatively expendable Dusty anymore, are you? Look at where you've ended up. I'm not who you think I am. This universe is only the first one you've been to. I've seen hundreds. Where I came from, I was the one who stayed at the lodge to protect the artifacts. You died on board the Eye while we held off them.
One of me, at least.
I collected the remaining artifacts, and they opened the way to the center of my unit. That is the Unity. When I stepped into it, I became a Starborn. And that's the problem. All the artifacts are needed to complete the armillary and open the way. You've witnessed the power granted by the temple.
Here it comes. The emissary tells you, oh...
You're twisting what I mean.
They're hypocrites. They used the chaos. I attacked your lodge because I wanted the artifact. That wasn't some morality play. You didn't survive, as I have done.
I was also human once. But what does it matter who or what I was when you turned... You're learning. My other self wants you to walk the path. Easy for a person who's seen everything.
You've never come this far. Not in all the universes I've seen.
You're going to tip the scales one way or another.
You're already in it. With artifacts comes Starborn. I want a truce between all three of us.
Yes. Let's see how willing you are to live on.
I'll tell you everything I can. I know we're not the same people we met in our universes. Still, it's good to see you again, old friend. It's not an easy experience to describe, but the Unity will speak to you. You will be leaving this universe. Maybe that's why it offers the... Different? I never... It's hard. But each universe... You've seen the terror the Hunter causes. We can't let more like him. When all the artifacts are assembled, through it you can reach...
The Unity is meant for whoever created the artifacts and built those temples. There are no rules. I don't kill for the Unity. I fight. I've simply found that it's the quickest way. I'll admit, you get... As soon as I realized what had happened... To see what would happen, of course. Usually, you're the one who... Sometimes I manage to get you all bunched up and take hundreds and hundreds of variations of me. I took it as a sign. They enter the Unity, take artifacts from others, employ force. I am many things, but I would never tell it. The emissary wants to... No, we always... Honestly, I was beginning to wonder why I kept tending. But you have provided something quite...
sure you have more questions? Before you leave, I want to give you something. A way to another artifact. Seek the moon of old Earth. Here. And I am sorry we have no... I hope you will see. You should also talk to your colleagues in Constellate. Part of me wonders what they will all say about what you have...
You got time for a quick chat? I'd appreciate it when you're able. So how much of a thrill has it been traveling with... Is it everything you want? I gotta say, it's a relief being with you. So many people here... Time has a way of just building on itself. Solomon was a good man. But if he ever heard all the bullshit being talked about him these days... It appears I left him in my other jacket. Sorry. But really, for some people, it ain't a joke. Yeah, there was a time. Well, felt like every little thing I did or didn't do was a reflection on our great. Now I just hope I can help Cora to... Well then, Cora's gonna get a 5-star university education from me. For my father, Cora, and me, everything starts and ends with Solomon Co. Imagine being the first person to jump into a new system, set foot on a new world. And now... Oh, now you're gonna make me blush. Well, I hope the comic book, the stuff they publish is... Fan of the UC, but this here, it's a little patch of heaven.
Hey, I've been talking with the others, and I'd like to get everyone together. To say goodbye. You know, to Barrett. Thank you. It wouldn't be the same without you there. I'll have everything set up in a few days.
Mateo told us about your pilgrim's voyage.
You found it, didn't you? Wait, say that again? Multiple universes?
You can't possibly mean what I think you mean.
Let's take a step back. Could you explain the part about multiple universes?
Yes, I wouldn't mind a...
And that's why the Starborn want the artifact so desperately.
I don't even want to think about the physiological changes you'd need to travel between universes.
Plus what it would do to the mind?
You have the opportunity to reach the closest thing to your god that might exist.
One doesn't approach the afterlife without some trepidation. You're right. We have to see the unity for ourselves.
I know this has been a lot for everyone to take in, but we finally have answers. Let's make the best of them.
Not to make a sharp turn in a grand tale, but I got the... Let me know when you're ready to follow up on what it's seen. These last glimpses from the eye are from the farthest fringes of known space. Catch a smile out there.